Welcome back to another episode of Buzzworthy Businesses, where we highlight businesses who are making an impact. I'm Morgan Allen, joined today by Kayleigh Grovel with Avenue Z. Kayleigh, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, so tell me about Avenue Z and what you guys are doing.
Yes, so we have 3 different offices, one in Miami, one in Orlando, and one in New York. And we help brands for paid media, paid ads, TikTok shop, PR, anything digital related and marketing related, we are the go-to.
That is awesome. I really want to highlight TikTok Shop because that is kind of new, a booming business. So how are you helping your clients with that avenue?
Yes, so TikTok is there's a lot of pros and cons. It's a big market, so there are a lot of shops on TikTok Shop, but a lot of them are the shop gets rated on a level, and if you are not a legit shop, there's a lot of scammers on TikTok Shop. Um, you should be aware of that. So we help brands make sure that they're not have the right documentation to make sure that it doesn't look like as a scammy shop on TikTok Shop, to get a certain badge so that people, users, buyers could trust the shop and have a credibility for that shop.
That is fantastic. And I know you guys are utilizing AI as well in your business. So how are you utilizing AI these days?
Yeah, so we're using AI to create some creatives. We're not using AI to replace creatives, but it's just like as a tool to help us produce more creatives and give us some different ideas. And then also we use AI as well to help with our copy and our text, just to produce a little bit more faster.
Beautiful. And your avatar, so I know you work with B2B, B2C. Is there any specific company that you guys work best with, or are you a little bit for everybody?
We are a little bit for everybody. We have different industries: makeup, medicine, airline, theme parks. So we are a little bit for everybody. We do, yeah, B2B and B2C. We have different service lines. So we have email, we have paid social, organic social, CRM, HubSpot, Salesforce. I'm more on the marketing technology side. So I help out with the TikTok Shop backend, the syncing integrations with Shopify and TikTok Shop, anything related to like apps not working, fulfillment not working on TikTok Shop as well. That's what we do.
That is fantastic. And what are some of the biggest challenges that your clients are facing these days?
So for TikTok Shop specifically, the customer support is not the best on TikTok Shop. So we really have to kind of test different things and look at the documentation on TikTok Shop. It's not the most updated as well. So we do a lot of testing, and what works for some clients doesn't work on the others. And we do find a lot of workarounds on how to have the best solution and strategy for our clients. I can guarantee you, Avenue Z does not take no for an answer. So if a client is struggling for something and they have like a unique business operation or a business product, we have reps, partner reps with Shopify. We have partner reps with TikTok, partner reps that will help us get us to the end goal.
Yeah, and you guys are in the top markets. So I can imagine that you are that niche hub for such big locations like Miami and New York. So tell me about some of the clients that you work with. Anyone fun? Anyone that we know? I don't know if you're allowed to disclose, but I love to hear it.
Yeah, I want to be if you go on avenuez.com, you can see some of the clients that we work with. I'm worried about the ones I'm supposed to say on air, but
Yes.
we do. They're some of the clients that we have are making over 35 million in a year, and then we have a little bit under that are making over 10 million, and then we have we have big brands that we're helping out, and also the middle brands too, to get them to the higher level. But yeah, it's a really fun. Every day is really fun. It's never boring. It's always different every day. And we're definitely learning a ton. And with marketing and with AI and everything, all kinds of different platforms that are out there, we have to adapt and be flexible. And just learning is key in this industry.
Yeah, and speaking of learning, as the expert in your industry, like where do you see the industry going? I mean, there's so much with AI, with TikTok and all of the things. What's your vision?
That's a great question. It's kind of hard. It's hard to answer because I think it's in 5 years from now, it's going to be totally different. TikTok might not be around. It wasn't around 3 years ago, or was, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. So, I, I, the market with the AI and everything, I think it is changing. But I think people get really scared about AI replacing their jobs. But
Mhm.
I would say we should take control and actually learn AI, learn how to control it, just keep pivoting and adapting. And I think that's the way to stay on top of the trends, or just be a thought leader. And Avenue Z is definitely a thought leader in that. We want to be ahead of the game, and it definitely has its advantages.
Yeah, I love that. Being a thought leader is key these days, and being that expert in your industry. So, I want to know, what's one tip that you would give to someone who's maybe starting with TikTok Shop? How do they get started with that?
Yes. So first things first, to set up a TikTok shop, it's really easy if you have all the documentation. So you have your EIN. It asks you. TikTok wants to verify that you're an actual company selling legit physical goods.
Mm.
So if you have all the paperwork correct with your driver's license or your passport, you could set it up in 30 minutes. A lot of times the clients, we just go back and forth because they need to get the information that I need, which takes a little bit longer. But if we have all the paperwork, you could set that up. Then it's the integration piece. So if you have Shopify, if you're not working in Shopify, you have to figure out how your fulfillment is going to work on TikTok, because TikTok's really big on making sure you're fulfilling products on time, because they protect the customer. And then also, is your product isn't going to get negative reviews? Is it a good legit product for people to buy, right? You want to make sure your product is good quality so that you're selling good products to customers. And then also, then it comes to marketing. So the actual product cards on TikTok, when you're swiping on TikTok, you want to make sure your creative is like CRO optimized, and as well as the product description. And then, yeah, and then from there you go on to affiliates. The affiliates is another strategy where they're pretty much like salespeople for you. You'll get affiliates to be partnered with your brand to sell your product and create content for you. And then you would have paid ads and GMV Max ads to help push users to your shop in order to convert.
I absolutely love it. I love when I get to hear an expert in their field just run. That is a beautiful answer. So, one thing I want to know, curious, Avenue Z, where did you guys come up with the name for that? Is it a take on Gen Z and like,
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah,
No, actually, that's a great question. I'm going to ask the CEO. I don't know. I don't know. That's a very good question to ask. I'm going to ask that when I see him next, but I'm not sure. We actually
yeah.
we have a whole AI system, our own platform for Avenue Z, and we call it ZOS for Avenue Z, like Avenue Z operating system, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Hey, that's totally fine. But it is cool because I could see, like, a lot of Gen Z is on TikTok these days,
Yeah,
and that's just where my mind goes. But I love it.
yeah,
AvenueZ.com. So,
yeah.
Kayleigh, thank you so much for joining us on Buzzworthy Businesses today. I appreciate your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Yes, and viewers, thank you for tuning in to another episode. If you want more, head on over to buzzworthybusinesses.com. And we have all of her information and many other profiles right there. We'll see you in the next episode of Buzzworthy Businesses.